My fourth pick of the Wildcard Weekend Six Pack, I am going with.
I think you said Washington.
Yeah, I'll go Washington here. I'm going with the Washington football team +8 at BetMGM. By the way, we've only had in NFL history, we've had two teams that have been home dogs of 7 or more points. Both won outright. Tim Tebow even won outright in this situation against the Steelers, if you recall, with the Broncos. But look, I make this line under a touchdown, 5.8, 5.7, around there. So obviously getting over a touchdown here is very intriguing, and there's some things I do like about it. Now, the Washington offense is horrific. It's one of the worst offenses in the history of the NFL to make the playoffs. One of the worst offenses in the league this year. And I think that they're going to really struggle to score points. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I like the first half under and the game under as well. But I think that, are Gibson and McLaurin healthier? Alex Smith and Heineke, they're going to maybe rotate time at quarterback. So that's something to keep an eye on too. But look, I think Washington has to really just run the ball to stay in this game. And they're not going to get a lot downfield. I know Carlton Davis has been banged up for Tampa, but they still have Dean out there to match up with McLaurin. So the Bucs, like they always do, will stack the box. They'll take away the run. And I don't see, and they've been a little vulnerable against deep passing over the last 6 or 7 weeks, but I don't think that's a big key. You don't have to really worry about Washington's passing attack here. So Washington is going to struggle to score, but not only is it after Brady's bedtime, it is a primetime game, but Brady this year has been really good. If you look at the advanced metrics, his arm is still there, but almost all of Tampa's offense is like downfield passing. And he's throwing it downfield as much as any quarterback in the NFL. I already mentioned Washington doesn't give up deep passes. Their corners are playing really well. Fuller is playing outstanding. Moreland has really come on in the slot. Their secondary obviously benefits from the pressure that their defensive line gets. They might have one of, if not the best defensive lines in the NFL. Let me say it again. And Brady, he hasn't really had a short passing attack this year, and the running game has been meh. So I think it's going to be tough sledding for the Bucs here as well. Brady versus top 10 defenses this year, 0-4. Brady versus top 10 defenses in pressure rate, Washington's number 2, 2-2, 7 touchdowns, 5 picks, 6.7 yards per attempt. Against all other teams, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 8 yards per attempt. That's just a glaring difference. It's the story of Brady's career. If you can get pressure on him, especially in this offense, right? Like before Brady could just check down. He could throw to his back here, throw to this back here. Doesn't really have that luxury here. So if you can get pressure and take away the time that he has and really hit him, and take away the time that he has to get downfield. By the way, Mike Evans might not play as well. That's really going to disrupt the Tampa offense. So I think this line is too high. I think it's going to be really low scoring, which gives me even more value in which makes points even more at a premium. So I'll gladly take the 8 here. You hope that it doesn't get away. Washington doesn't turn it over and they get a big deficit, because that'll really make things tough. But I'll go with Washington. Here's my second pick. Also like the under and first half under.
Yeah, I actually like the under a little bit more. I contemplated taking them as my total this week. I do make the line around 8. I'm worried about Washington's offense. If they kind of get into a situation where they get behind, it is going to be tough against Tampa. I think Tampa. It is worrisome though with Tampa, because you have seen, as you mentioned, like they've just blown out some really bad teams, kind of like Chicago has, and they put up some huge point totals, and then they have struggled against good defenses. Washington is number 2 in DVOA against the short pass. As you mentioned, that could hurt Tampa Bay because it kind of creates variance. They are 17th in deep ball DVOA. That's over 15 yards in terms of DVOA. So there will be opportunities. I think if Evans is less than 100%, that definitely hurts. So it's a tough one for me to cap right now. I'll probably adjust the number later in the week, but in line with the market as of now. But
And he didn't practice today, and he's in the red zone. He is just him and Brady have a lot of chemistry, so that could lead to a couple field goals here and there. And look, that injury looked bad. There was no ligament damage, but this is a short week. So I think it's going to be tough for him to be out there and be 100%.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. And that would be worth, about a half a point to a point, I think, just given the makeup of the Washington defense. So, yeah, it's a tough game for me to cap. I can't argue with taking a big dog at home in the postseason. I may end up just parlaying Tampa Bay money line. I do think they win this game, but tough one for me to cap at the moment.
One last note is underdogs a 7+ in the NFL playoffs since 2003 per Action Labs database. 37, 28, 1, 57% against the spread, covering by about 2 points per game.